All right, now that we have Git Bash, Node.js, and Visual Studio Code installed on our computers, we're going to learn how to navigate the terminal using our Git Bash terminal. I'm going to double click on this one. And if you're on Mac, you just open your normal terminal application and you can follow along. Let me make this terminal a little bigger so you can see this much better. Let me zoom in here. If you notice on top, you can see your current location on the file system. So this is the path or your location inside your terminal. So another way you can check your location at any point in time is by typing pwd and hitting enter. And if you see this is the path of your current location in the file system, pwd stands for print working directory. And in here is, let me show you here in the file explorer. Basically, if you go to the C drive, you can see that we're in the C drive. This is the C drive. And then it says we are inside the users folder. So let's go into the users folder here. And then your name, whatever name is your username on your computer. And then you will double click on that. And this is where we are currently located. If you see the terminal, here we don't see anything else being displayed. But inside here, we have all these folders and files. So in order to see the content of the directory or the folder, you can type ls. This command is going to list all files and directories that are located in your current path or your current location. If I hit enter, you're going to see all of these files and folders. If you see here, we have the OneDrive pictures, and we should see pictures, OneDrive here, and pictures here. Save games, you will see all these files being displayed here in the terminal now. I'm going to type clear and hit enter to clear my terminal. That's another command. So normally in our file explorer, if we want to go to another folder, we usually will just double click on where we want to go. Let's say we want to go to the desktop. We double click on the desktop. And now we are locating in the desktop here, right? Which is this desktop in the back here. If we, how do we do this? How do we change to another file or directory from the terminal? We're going to see this now. So we use the command cd or change directory. And then we need to provide the name of the directory or the folder that we want to go into. So let's say we want to go into our desktop. We type desktop and hit enter. And now you see this here. It shows you that we are inside the desktop. Let's try our pwd command again and hit enter. We can see that we're in C, users, then your username, then desktop. And that's where we are located now. How do we go back? To go back, you type cd and then two dots. Cd space, two dots, and hit enter. Type pwd again, hit enter. We see we went back one directory. Let's go back to desktop. And how do we do that? cd space, and then we type desktop. Notice here, I only type desk, and if I press the tab key on my keyboard, it will finish typing the word for me. This is super helpful, and I use it all the time. So now let's hit enter, and we are in our desktop. Let's practice our clear again. Let's clear the screen, the terminal. And let's practice our ls to see the contents of the desktop. We can see let me move this to the side. We can see the desktop, And it's some things we might not see it here, and they be in display. Slack is here, Visual Studio Code is here, the Chrome tab is here. Another way to see everything displayed on a list, we can type ls space dash l, and it will show you everything that is inside and a little more information. The dash L stand for long. I mean, it means it will give you a longer description of the files. Let me clear the screen and let's try that one again. Ls dash L, and then here you can see the Chrome, which will be this one, Visual Studio Code Slack. Some of the files you might not see it or display on the terminal. It depends on the permissions that you have to see the files from the terminal. But for now, this is all we need to change directories and see where we're located in the file system. Let's type clear one more time so we can clear the terminal. And now we're going to create a new folder on the desktop. First, let's make sure that we're located on the desktop. Type in pwd again, hit enter. All right, we're in the desktop. And in order to make a new folder or directory, we use the command mkdir or make directory. Then we put a space and we pass the name of the directory that we want to create. Let's name it programming and hit enter. Now you see that here in our desktop we have the folder, the new directory, programming. If we type ls, we're still located on the desktop, so we need to do what? We need to cd into programming, and I'm going to hit tab so it can finish typing it for me and hit enter. Now let's check our location again, pwd, and it says we are located on desktop programming directory. Going to clear my terminal again, and let's type ls. Nothing came back because this folder or directory is empty. So let's create a new file inside this directory. To create a new file, we use the command touch, and then we provide the name of the file that we want to create. Let's say we want to create a index.html file and hit enter. Now let's type ls, and we can see this file has been created inside our programming folder here. If we double click on this again, we can see that our index file is in there now. Let me close that window. Do ls here again. We can see that inside the programming folder or directory, let's make a new folder. So let's type again, make dir, or mkdir space, and then let's name it commands. Commands. All right, let's hit enter. Let's type ls. We can see how files are displayed and how directories are displayed here. See the difference? This one is displayed in blue and it has a / indicating that it's a directory. And files only are displayed in white, and then you can see the extension here. All right, let's cd or go into our new directory, the commands directory. So again, to change directory, we're going to type cd space commands. Let's hit tab, hit enter. Let's type pwd to check our location. And now you see we are located inside desktop programming commands. So in here, I want to create 3 files. Let's create a index.html. Let's create a style.css and a app.js file. You can create multiple files in one command. So you can type touch index.html space style.css space app.js and hit enter. Now, if we type ls, we can see that we get back app.js, index.html, style.css. Let's double check that here. We see that we have our commands directory and that index.html file that we created earlier. If we go into the commands, double click on that, we have 3 files, app, index, and style. All right. Notice that if we delete this file, I'm going to right click and I'm going to click delete. And that file was deleted. Let's close this windows there. Right now we are located in our commands folder. If we go back one directory, let's type change directory or cd space ... to go back one directory. Hit enter. Now let's check our location again. It's inside the programming folder again, which is this one. And if we type ls to check to list the contents, we see that we only have the commands directory now. All right. So one last trick I want to show you is if we use, let's navigate back to the commands directory. So let's type cd commands. I'm just going to use tab to complete that and hit enter. Check my location again. pwd. We are inside the commands folder. Let's type ls to check my contents. Okay, everything is there. Now, if we want to open this folder with VS Code, we can do it from the terminal. First, we need to be located inside the folder that we want to open. So if we want to open commands, we need to be inside the commands directory. So we are inside the commands directory. So let's open this folder using VS Code. And to do that, we can type code space dot. Dot, a single dot means the current directory that I'm on. 2 dots means one directory back. So we tell him VS Code, this command is for VS Code. So he's saying code open this current directory. So let's hit enter. And as you can see, let's click here. Let's say yes, trusted. We can see we have this commands directory open in VS Code, and we can access our files here, our app.js, index, and style.css files in VS Code. That's all for this video. I hope you liked it, and I'll see you in the next one.